Hello, in this video we are going to see the branching strategies. There are multiple branching strategies which different organizations follow, and any enterprise is free to use their own branching strategies. Despite the non-prescriptive nature of branching, some branching strategies have become de facto standards. One of them is Gitflow, which is used in multiple complex enterprise scale projects. In this video, we shall see the different branching strategies which are available and shall also analyze Gitflow in detail. The essence is that if you understand one complex branching strategy, you shall be able to understand and apply the relevant branching strategy for your project. With that in mind, let's start the video. As always, let's start with the key terms for the branching. Main branch. The first branch which shall be available, which shall be made is the main, also known as master branch. This is the default and primary branch of a repository, and it's a starting point of development and serve as the main line of development. And the latest prod deployed code is always available in the main branch. And because it's a long living branch, the big pencil is being indicated here. Another long living branch is the develop branch. The develop branch is a long-lived branch that serves as a central integration point for ongoing development, which means that the ongoing development work would always be merged to the develop branch. Uh, then we go to the feature branch. Feature branch, when we want to develop some feature, some specific feature or piece of functionality, we cut a feature branch. And this feature branch is primarily cut derived from the develop branch, and in the feature branch the developers would be working on the new features or changes, and they would not be directly affecting the main code base. So on the feature branch they will be working. How these branches interact with each other we shall be seeing in detail later. For now, just try to understand these branches do exist and what is the meaning of these branches. Now comes the release branch. The name itself says that it is meant for releasing software, created to prepare a code base for new version or release of software, allows developers to stabilize and prepare code base for deployment while still working on the new features in other branches. So this branch is specifically meant for release. And finally, let's see the hot fix. By the name itself, it very clearly indicates that if there is a bug in the production code, we want to address it, and thereby we want to put a hot fix. And that exactly is what is a hotfix branch. It is used to address critical issues or bugs in the production code base. So you will be able to deploy the hotfix quickly to the production without disturbing any ongoing development on other branches. And these are typically those fixes which cannot wait for next scheduled release. They have to go immediately. Now, what are some of the key branching strategies which are available? I have just listed them here: GitHub Flow, GitLab Flow, OneFlow, trunk-based development, release flow, feature flags, Gitflow. And Gitflow is what we are going to discuss in this video today. So Gitflow was introduced by Vincent in a blog titled "A Successful Git Branching Strategy Model" in 2010. I would be putting the hyperlink for this blog post. It is still available and it's still live. And Vincent had outlined a branching strategy that he developed to address some of the challenges he faced when working on larger projects. So this strategy is meant for enterprise level projects, large organizations with complex code bases, with a complex deployment strategy shall be using primarily use this kind of git flow for their branching strategy. Now let's see the picture which Vincent had created, which very clearly, very nicely illustrates everything. Okay, so we already saw the definition of the master branch. Master branch and developed branches are the long living branches. Rest of the branches are created and deleted when their purpose is met or solved. So develop branch is created as a first step. Develop branch is created from the main, also known as master branch. A release branch is created from the develop. Okay, so when the developers have to, this we can ignore for now. Release branch is created from develop. We'll come back to this one. First, let's see the feature branches are created from develop. So developers would be working on feature branches. They'll be cutting branches from the develop and start working on their features. So that is what is indicated here. Once the feature is complete, they shall be merging their code base back into the develop branch. Yeah, so that's what is indicated here. Now, if a release has to be cut, you will be creating a release branch. So this is the release branch. A release branch is created from the develop. When the feature is completed, it is merged back to the develop. This is what we saw just now. We saw that it is merged back to the develop. When the release is done, this release has been, so when you start the release branch, you will be testing, stabilizing the code. There may be some code fixes which you may be doing. You may also want to put your code fixes back to the develop. It is still not released. And as you finalize your code, once you have finalized your code, that code shall be, after going to the the release branch is gone to the production, it is merged into develop and main. So that's what is indicated here. The code is indicated as merged to both these branches. Okay, so if there is a issue in main is detected, a hot fix is released. So that flow is being shown here. So you release a hot fix, you work on the hot fix the issues, and then deploy to prod, and then merge back to develop and master both. Uh, so that is what is indicated here. So we can see, just to illustrate it again, we have master branch, which is the main branch from which we create the develop branch. The developers create feature branches to work on these short-lived feature branches. These feature branches, once the feature is complete, are merged back to the develop branch. We cut the release branch from the develop branch, and we stabilize the release branch, and finally we release the software, and then we merge the release software both to the develop and to the master branch. So that's at a high level Git flow. There are multiple advantages. I will not read and go through them, but structured workflow, stability, versioning, clarity, these are some of the advantages. For sure, it is complex. There is a overhead. All the release overhead is a little cumbersome. Release delays may be there. It's a rigid workflow. So those are some of the drawbacks or disadvantages which are there. Like I said, for enterprise level software wherein a complex software is being developed, multiple team members are being involved. This provides sanity to the release process and to the branching process. Thank you very much.